South Korea and Japan failing to persuade China to censure Pyongyang over the sinking of a South Korean warship. North Korea was a central topic. Leaders having a summit over the weekend in South Korea. In a joint statement, though, they said that their nations would work together to maintain stability and peace in the region. And guess what? They did not actually mention North Korea as well. Let's get over to Stephen Engel. He's in our Beijing bureau. Stephen, they don't even talk about or mention North Korea by name. So really, where does that leave all this?
Well, we should not be surprised by this, from this kind of diplomacy from Beijing, Rish. China rarely takes sides publicly on these kinds of issues of sovereign nations, other sovereign nations, particularly one this sensitive and so close to its borders. China does not appear ready to support possible United Nations Security Council action against Pyongyang, as Wen Jiabao over this weekend held back any sort of condemnation of North Korea over the sinking of the warship. The Chinese premier simply warning against letting the warship incident leading to conflict in the region.
China will continue to work with every country through aggressive negotiation and cooperation to fulfill our mission in maintaining a peaceful and stable status in the region. This is the way to achieve a shared common purpose and long-term benefit.
Now, Wen Jiabao Friday said that while China would not protect anyone found guilty of causing the ship to sink, it is still assessing the evidence. China, of course, is North Korea's largest trading partner and main political ally. One Seoul-based North Korean scholar tells us that Wen basically has reaffirmed China's stance of maintaining ambiguity, perhaps to buy Beijing more time to assess the evidence and work behind the scenes with the North, or of course, to diffuse what it may see as inflammatory rhetoric coming from the South, also Japan and the United States. Now, the increased rhetoric on both sides of the DMZ has stirred up emotions on the peninsula as rallies were held this weekend in both Pyongyang and in Seoul. Some South Koreans who participated in the Seoul rallies urged Beijing to better wield its influence over the North.
I hope China no longer protects North Korea and acknowledges the truth on the Chonan incident. And I wish they would stop North Korea's provocations.
Now, the only clue of any kind of action we might be getting from China is a news report out of the Sahi newspaper saying that China may have suspended some shipments of goods, including grain and chemical fertilizer, and that China may be considering, Richard, freezing part of the economic assistance project that it announced in October. But still nothing public coming from Beijing. Back over to you.
Stephen, thanks a lot for that. Stephen Engel there joining us from Beijing.